Hey, hey, Blue Table fans. It's Saturday morning, and I haven't put up very many videos this week, and like I've said before, that's because we got a lot going on right now. So anyway, I'm in bed. I'm going to take you along for my ride today, and some people may be interested in that for some reason. Watching the Truman Show. It's kind of very relaxing, very calming tale. Here's my lovely wife getting ready for the day. Very nice. So what are you doing?
I am going to be, I'm part of the event team for Queen of the Kingdom with 3 key elements today.
Nice.
It's an event for women to help them embrace their feminine energy and to learn how to attract all the awesome things they want in their life.
Fantastic. I'm all for it.
Because feminine energy is attractive.
It is attractive. Alright, next time for a walk in my beautiful, beautiful neighborhood. Awesome. And yeah, I usually go about a mile. When I do take a walk, when it's really snowy, you can't, really do that as much. Well, I guess you could. And I bring a little card and paper with me to write down ideas that occur to me. And, drink lots of water and greet the dawn. Ooh, and it smells like that just rained smell. I love that. A little wet. Definitely appeals to the Oregonian in me. And it's windy. Yeah, the huge mountains. And that Spanish Fork is at the mouth of a pass. Makes for pretty windy conditions. Yeah, I love my neighborhood. It's a lot of beautiful houses. And it's a good place to live. Alright, this is one of my favorite spots. Giant mountain to the west of here. And that's a pass right there. These 2 mountains. That's Spanish Fork Canyon. So the sunset comes up out of there. And it's not up yet. You can start to see the color coming into the clouds. So the sun is right behind that mountain. And when it comes up, this whole area is going to light up. So depending on where I am in my circuit will determine whether I get to really see that amazingness. Alright, here it comes. Mr. Blue Skies. Oh, and I love this too. This white steeple. Always found that to be beautiful. So inside now, planning the day, printing out stuff for my vision board, kind of tweaking the edges of reality.
The phone's for you.
Oh, it's for me? I wonder who it is.
It's Tamara.
Oh, okay. Let's talk to her. Hello, honey. Yes? No, I'm just here with Willow. Yeah, we're having a good time. Yeah, it's going to be an awesome day. I can't wait. I am so excited for today. It's going to be good. Okay, bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alright, so I got to the studio, just getting settled in, and happy to be here. Alright, so next up in my day, I am doing a little sales meeting slash brainstorm. What?
Let me turn the light.
Oh no, you're fine. You look fine. Yeah, no, this is going on. This is going on unedited.
But you don't want a light on?
Yeah. So Steve and I are talking about what the special is going to be. So the special this week is BTP Original. And this is possibly better than the one we did a couple weeks ago. So with your order of an army, you get 1 specialty piece converted up by what? Cut? Oh man. See how it is? Oh, it's like a contest. All right. Okay. No, that's fine. So details forthcoming. That's what we'll do.
That way, no, I can announce the
What?
contest right now.
Oh, you know what it is.
I do know what it is.
Oh, okay, great. All right, go ahead. Because you were on that whole time.
I know, because Sean's crazy. So, everyone. Hey, Blue Table fans. That's right, I just stole Sean's thing.
Yeah.
We are going to be doing a contest this week. If your deposit is in by this Friday for your order, I'm going to do a drawing for everyone that has placed an order, and the winner will get a Mason Original, a converted piece towards their army. It's whatever you want it to be.
Okay, so Matt from Titan Terrain is here. How many projects are you working on right now? How many you got outstanding?
Matt.
Hey, he's talking. Leave him alone.
No, I'm trying
Okay,
to
go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, we're going to be making some casts using Herstart's sci-fi molds.
Okay.
It's going to be really interesting. We're getting like a bunch of the grading for the flooring
Okay,
and the ladders and all that stuff. And it's just going to be a lot of fun.
All right. These guys are in doing a bat rep today. Infinity. Toha. Is that what I heard? Versus?
Aleph Assault Subsection.
Nice. Okay, so I just had a Skype with a client going over his project, and we'll be setting this up later on, and you'll get to see it. And as usual, the phone's ringing off the hook, so I gotta go. So my wife bought me some luggage. All right, so I'm driving home real quick. Going to be home for lunch. There's my son cleaning out the garage. All right, so this is our dream house that we love and thought was awesome, and you know, we put a lot of mental energy into it, but guess what? There's a moving van in front of it. So I guess we didn't move fast enough. And that's okay. The universe is a really big place with lots of other amazing places and opportunities in it. Hey, Robbie. I'm documenting my day, kind of.
All right.
And I need to say something to you, if that's okay.
Okay.
Robbie! Yeah! I miss you, buddy. I miss you.
It was fun being here.
You don't miss me, too?
Every now and then.
He conspicuously avoided saying that. Aw, you're so honest. You won't say something that's not true. Hey, can I take a look at what's going on in here?
These are the micro art stuff that Mike and I are painting up.
Ooh,
So we're not quite finished yet.
Great, yeah.
But
That's
yeah.
good inroads. Here, I want to see this one.
Yeah, this is the main objective bunker.
Like the cantina or whatever it is?
It's supposed to be like a headquarters
Okay.
kind of
Oh,
bunker
okay.
thing.
Never mind. I don't know why it gave me
yeah.
that impression. Okay, lid comes up. Oh, this is cool. So what company are these from again?
These ones are Warsenal.
Yeah.
And the buildings are micro arts.
I love these. These are great. Isn't that so intricate? Like, who
Yeah.
designed that? That's amazing.
Cool
Got
stuff.
this one? Oh, man. This is the place to be, Robbie. It's always something new to see every day.
Yeah.
Well, that's really cool. Good to see you.
Yeah.
These two are wrapping up their bat rep.
Yes, we are wrapping.
Ooh, someone new's coming in.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see who it is. Da, 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 da. Hey there! Alright folks, today I'm going to ramble for quite a bit. This is a bit of an advanced class, and sadly, actually not sadly, the whiteboard is something I'm going to be using, and that's not always my favorite background. Hold on a second. Hey there, the classic coming out from behind the camera. So yeah, you know we don't edit things around here. Today I'm going to have a bit of a ramble about increasing frequency. Not how to, but what happens when you do it. So all these many years when I've been in business, and in life in general, I've talked about happiness level. So like somebody comes in for an interview and I'm like, whoa, my happiness level went like 10% up 10% when this person came into the room. And we've all had that experience. People that just when they show up, you're just like, oh yeah, this person's here. And then of course the opposite, where it's like, you know, the happiness level seems just like goes down, like just this vibe, this instantaneous vibe that comes off of somebody. And so, of course, that could be a subconscious interpretation of body language, but I think there's something more to it than that, that actually humans do radiate out who they are and what they're thinking and feeling. And I know because I'm doing it all the time across space and time. So, okay, frequency it's the idea that a human has like a vibration to them, or what I called earlier a vibe. But they're like that. So what I've noticed is a couple of years ago when I started to raise my frequency, I became aware of, conscious of, and deliberately chose my thoughts, feelings, and words. And it was difficult at first. I would have like sort of this this snapback internally where I'd just be like, oh, everything's going wrong. And I still, even though I hardly ever feel frustrated, depressed, angry, those emotions are almost not a part of my everyday life. Occasionally I'll snap at a family member, you know, but it's like so short and so brief and so not intense anymore. And so first off, the old saying, there's nothing worse to a grumpy person than a happy person, that is true, because if two people are not vibrating on the same frequency and there's a differential, that they will not necessarily they won't want to be around each other. And it goes the lower person as well, just like, ugh, this person's happy, why? And so, yeah, I have this, I'm doing something with this. Okay, so what I found is, okay, so here's where I guess your average person's frequency is. And of course, we all know life isn't like that. So you've got, and in fact, I'd say most people, I don't know, just go with me on this. You know, their heads on the ground, they're just kind of going about their life, and, you know, things are frustrating, and they come home and they got to vent for a while, and, you know, that's just kind of like the average, that, you know, that's what you get when you're not trying. Kind of like my body, you know, like I put that much effort into it. And, oh, but I've started, just so you know, I've started like cracking on it. And I'm excited about it, and I don't think temporarily. But then, so sometimes there'll be like a spike down where this person feels especially terrible, and then there'll be like these surges of happiness, you know, something like elation, being in love, or getting a new opportunity or new experience, or something exciting happening, or something pleasant. Now, if you seek those things out, and so if you get rid of this lower end, and you begin seeking out these higher things, which I've heard called raising your frequency. By the way, one of my favorite YouTube gurus, I guess, is this gal named Leia Turinen, and I'll give a link for that. So when I was clearing out my own mind, I would just put her videos on loop, just because it was so comforting. And so definitely a bit of a hippie granola thing going on there. Excuse me for using those particular words. I'm just trying to paint it in brief strokes here. So anyway, what I noticed is when I started changing my frequency, as many of you are, some of you just in response to me talking about it. And I know this because I see the Facebook pages, people contact me via email or messaging, and you're embarking on the same journey as me. So I want to give you a heads up. So the first heads up is when you first start doing this. First start becoming conscious of yourself, conscious of your frequency, that happiness level, seeking out things that are good. There is going to be some snapback. Don't worry too much about this. It's just that the things that used to be okay for you, that was like your normal way of feeling, now all of a sudden feels very uncomfortable. Like you just won't like feeling that way again. And it won't be enough just to put on the TV, you know, and eat some Hot Pockets anymore. So, where was I going with this? Okay, quick note. Leah Turinen has a great video on how to raise your frequency. Just simple things. And it's like, boy, well, you better be ready to get a little silly, you know, because one of them's like rolling down a hill, petting a cat, you know, looking at the sky. I read a book, and actually I've come across this idea in various sources, that meditation, at least in terms where that means clearing your mind, is actually better, because what you're normally thinking is negative. So it's actually you're underwater. It's actually an improvement just to come to zero. It's better to think about nothing. And for me, it's the same thing. I keep a few little tricks up my sleeve. So if I'm thinking negatively, it's like, no, I can't think that way. So I'll immediately lock into just something else. You know, one source talks about neurophysiology. Like if you just make some kind of change to your physiology, or say something, or like breathe in an unusual fashion, it shocks your mind for just that moment you need to say, this is a negative thought, I choose not to think this thought, instead I choose to think this other thing instead. Here it is. And by just saying that out loud, I can get rid of that negative thought and feeling and let it go. Not ball it up and stick it inside, because I know some of you right now are just like, you're just serenity now, insanity later. You know, you're just balling it up inside. No, I don't think I am. I think I'm just letting it go, letting it just pass right over me. All that negative stuff just bouncing off of my happiness shield. So now to my point. When I first started raising my frequency, so then I got to a point where it was like this, where my normal was actually almost as happy as my happiest time was before. Like, I'm cheerful all the time, and I genuinely feel good all the time. In fact, yeah, I'd say this is about it now. Like, the happiest I was 3 years ago is really not that much happier than what I am just as a normal thing. So I still have my spikes, but they don't go down worse than typically. Maybe they go down a little bit further than that. My spikes are very brief, and they don't go down much further than they used to be. And I'm never like this anymore. This is where I'm just out of my mind for an hour, just so upset. Someone just really, really eating me. Brah! I gotta go out and, you know, beat stuff up. So now, be warned. When you start this, your relationships they're going to change. They're going to change. You can't, you know, drop something new in there and expect everything to be the same. And I don't want it to be the same. That's my whole point. That's the whole point of this. Change your consciousness, change your reality. Gandhi's saying, be the change you want to see in the world. Something like that. And so forth. Attitude determines altitude. Okay, so my wife was like, my relationship with her was not enough like then. Like, I wanted to be with her all the time. I wanted to, you know, I wanted to hold her, I wanted to kiss her. Let's go out, let's do something romantic. And she was just, it was tough for a while. She was just like, I don't know what to do with all of this. You know, she was just like, whoa, easy now. You know, she had to get accustomed to this higher level of just exuberance and affection and love. And so, as you're engaging in this, be ready for that. That's coming for you. So now I've discovered something else, which is what happens when you have a surge up at the higher level, right? When there's like this thing, like So this is like being super megatastically in love, or incredibly elated. Like sometimes, nowadays, sometimes I'm at work, I want everyone to break out of their chair and like start singing a musical or something. It's so great. And also what I found is that it is true that in your relationships, in my relationships, and in my experience, everything's reflected back to me better. I get a better response out of people. It's just by walking in the room, there's this feeling. It surges out of me like a wave. I'm so exuberant. And so, but this is new. This is new. I do not know what to do with this right now. I know that I'm accepting it. I'm conscious enough of this to be careful not to put up resistance, to not, you can't turn the valve on the dam, and let that water through that turbine, and then all of a sudden just try and just like push up against it, and because there's momentum. There's like this creative force, this momentum coming through now, that it's like I have to be careful. I can't resist that. And by that, I mean a good thing. And it's amazing how humans will just kick their own butts. I mean, just like, something good is going to happen, and all of a sudden it's like, I'm sick. This happened. My car broke down. All this stuff is going wrong. And now I'm watching this. I'm like, hold on a second. You yourself caused that. That was not an outside force that made that go wrong for you. Everything could have been handled within your own consciousness. And I'm looking at that and I'm like, boy, I'm more aware of when I'm doing it. Not as much as I could be, I'm sure. And hold on. Something with that resistance. Letting something good happen to you. And because guess what? It's dangerous. It's dangerous for there to be a change. And there's part of your mind that is tasked with keeping you safe. So anything new, good or bad, positive or negative, is a change and therefore must be averted. So that's the part of my mind I have to break that down a little more consciously. Well, that's the lesson for today, which is mind your frequency, because as your happiness level goes up, as you start clearing your mind. Can you even see that? Is that even on there? Yeah, that's on there. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, what is it going to be like when I'm up to the next level? And those spikes, like, if it's a bad day for me, I'll still be like this. This is what I'll look like on a bad day, And I'm like, what is that like? Like, what kind of people am I going to be around? Who could handle that, or even, yeah. And then where this hyper elation is now kind of like the more or less the normal thing. And then, so what does that feel like? How happy are you? Okay. So one last part to this, because the rule of the ramble is I get to go as long as I want. There's 2 hours on this video. So, and I got plenty of batteries. So hold on. Okay, so I'm interested in the idea of law of attraction, and there's other laws as well that I've read about, and I'm a devotee of it. I don't make messiahs for myself, or this is the end all and be all. But I'm inquisitive. I want to know about this and put forth energy, trial and error, try new things. And so one of the ideas is this, that it's tuning your frequency. So if you have a radio and you have it tuned to 97.3, you are not going to pick up 101.3 because you're not tuned into it. And I've tried to like wrap my head around this. Okay, so if my mental state matches the reality I want, then the whole of my experience, either perceptually or objectively, is going to start to match that. Sorry, I keep my phone on in case it's an emergency. So is going to start to match that if I tune the frequency. So if so part of this way of viewing things is that everything is your fault. That subconsciously or consciously you've brought things, even the negative things, you brought them into your experience. So a better question, and I've talked about this before, a better question instead of saying why me is to say why. Why am I doing this to myself? Why would I want this experience? Now, you may not believe that it's yours. You may still believe that things are the fault of other humans or just circumstance, and it's out there coming in on you. And my favorite saying of myself, as far as I know, which is, your day isn't happening to you, you're happening to your day. Go happen to your day. Go make that what it is that you want it to be. So if you still have that perception, then, well, there's nothing to be done. It's all, you're just being floated along like a leaf on the river with absolutely no say in it. But if it is true, then that's tough, because it is it's my responsibility what's happening to me and the experience that I'm having. But if that is true, then that means I can change it. And in fact, if it's true to the greatest extent, which I believe, I believe that you directly manipulate. This can't be right. Okay, I'm back. So, okay. So now, I keep reading this stuff. I keep listening to it over and over again, and first off, I'm interested in it. Like I said, I have an inquisitive mind in my life right now. In fact, I've taken all the dogma and belief system and rules and all the programming that's been stuck in there. I've been tearing it apart like a Lego building. You know, those bottom Legos, you can't just pull those out. You got to tear out the top ones first. And so I'm deconstructing my life. And it's, you know, and in my mind I hear people saying, Sean, why are you doing that? You can't do that, da-da-da. And I'm like, well, says who? Where's this rule book that says this is how it has to be? It's all that dogma and all those, that whatever it is just like it's settled and it's become like sediment. It started hardening into clay and into rock. It's like I'm down there and I'm getting rid of that. So, anyway, I'm very inquisitive right now. And also, what I've noticed is, as I've made my awesome vision board, my amazing vision board, I love it. I've noticed there's an irrefutable effect to it, which is I feel better. I feel so much better since I started doing this, having these great images that are meaningful to me, that, you know, I found them and I'm like, that just represents something that I'm looking for, that's inspiring to me. So I put those up, and so anyway, so the idea of vibrationally matching what it is that you want. So if you're not getting what you want, like you can't go to a radio and, you know, just be like, I'm not hearing what I want to hear. Stupid radio. Oh my gosh, what a perfect analogy. That is what most humans, when you hear someone down at your job complaining about this and that, that's what they're doing. They're smashing their radio up and down going, stupid radio, you won't play what I want. I don't like this song. Well, change the dial. Tune it in up here. And so anyway, this is kind of my aha moment for the weekend, is that if I am as happy, how do I explain this? Okay, so I put something on my vision board. That's the desired outcome, the experience that I want to have. There it is. I can see it in my mind. I've visualized it. I've closed my eyes, I'm fantasizing about it, and so here's the question. Am I going to be happier now, or when the thing actually happens? Which one? When it actually happens, I'll be less happy, or I'll be more happy? So I'm a little less happy, or I'm unhappy now, but when the thing happens, then I'll be happy. All right, when these match, when your current happiness level matches the happiness level as if you had already received, did, or was that thing, actually achieved it, that's when you are tuned in on whatever that experience is. And how great is that? How easy is that? Why is that such a hard thing? Be happy. Feel happier. Well, what am I going to feel happier about? Well, the thing that you decided on, how you want your life to be. That's why I love vision boards. And in fact, most people don't know it, but I've actually started a company that right now isn't doing anything, but it's going to have to do with the idea of a vision board. And not the kind of hokey vision boards that are out there right now, but an awesome vision board like the one I have. Well, and that may work for other people, so I'm not knocking. So yeah, happier now, and I can say I'm getting there. Like when I look at my vision board, I was so stoked about my vision board this morning. It was amazing. I was just like, this is so great. This is great. And then I just thought to myself, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in the same room. I'm going to the same thing. Everything's the same. But my inner self, I changed. I was excited about something that hasn't happened yet, but I don't even care. I don't even care. I'm just so enthused. Well, anyway. Okay, folks, that is your ramble for the day. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, P.S. If anyone has seen something in the studio, a collection, or maybe it is something that I can do for you, that you thought of business mentoring, or you thought of maybe I've thought of doing like a BTB fantasy camp, where somebody comes down and gets painting lessons for a week, hangs out, has a whole BTB experience. Let me know. I am determined to drum up a certain amount of money on principle. So definitely contact me about that. The amount is below. What can I do for that amount? That's what I want to know. How can I make some exchange where someone would be happy to trade me that amount of resources for whatever it is? All right, keep me posted.